Specialised cells. What different types of cell are there, and how is the structure of a specialised cell related to its function? Plant cells. So first plant cell we're going to look at is the root hair cell. These are extensions into the soil which absorb water and mineral ions, and these extensions are the root hairs. And they are long and narrow so they can fit between the soil. They have a thin film of water which surrounds them, and also surrounds the soil particle and contains mineral ions. They increase the surface area for absorption of water and mineral ions. They have a large permanent vacuole which affects the movement of water from the soil across the cell. The root hair is also very close to the xylem that carries water to the rest of the plant. So if we look at the root hair cell, here's the cell wall, here's a nucleus, cell membrane, permanent vacuole, and this itself is the root hair. Xylem vessels. So xylem vessels are made of empty, dead cells. So they're dead cells, but the end walls have actually broken down, so it forms a continuous hollow tube. And these tubes are strengthened by something called lignin. And xylem vessels' job is to transport water from the roots to the leaves. Next one is Palisade mesophyll cells. These are found in the leaves and they are packed with chloroplasts, and they are the main photosynthetic cells. Animal cells. Fat cells. Storage cells. These are storage cells, and if you eat too much it fills these fat cells, and they help the animal to survive when the food is in short supply. They have a very small cytoplasm, so that it leaves room for lots of fat. They have very few mitochondria because they use little energy, and they can expand up to 1,000 times. Sperm cells. Sperm cells have a long tail with a muscle-like protein to swim to the egg, and the middle contains lots of mitochondria which release energy for the tail to swim. The acrosome contains lots of digestive enzymes for breaking down the outer layer of the eggs. The nucleus contains genetic information from the male, which is to be passed on to the offspring. Then we'll look at cone cells. So cone cells are found in the light-sensitive layer of the eye, or retina, and they offer colour vision. The outer segment is filled with visual pigment, which changes chemically in coloured light. And to change the pigment back to its original form requires energy. So therefore the middle segment is packed with lots of mitochondria to release energy so that the visual pigment can reform. And then at the end there are specialised nerve endings, which synapses which connect to the optic nerve, which carries impulses to the brain. And when coloured light makes the visual pigment change, an impulse is triggered which crosses the synapse. How do plant cells specialise? Unlike animals, many plant cells retain the ability to differentiate and specialise throughout their whole lives. And these cells are found in tissues called meristems. So these meristem cells can turn into any cell their whole lives. So they could turn into root cells, sieve cells, leaf cells, etc. How do animal cells specialise? Well, in animals, the first type of cell in the developing embryo are stem cells. These are unspecialised cells that go on to form all different cell types in the adult. So in animal cells, the stem cells differentiate very early in embryo development, and once they have turned into a specialised cell, they can't turn into anything else. So that's different to plants that can use the meristem cells to create new cells throughout their whole lives. In animals, these cells specialise early in embryo development. However, when they are stem cells, at that point they can turn into any cell type. They can turn into red blood cells, nerve cells, muscle cells, sperm cells, etc.